there. I just wanted to pop on and share a fun little project with you. I made this cute little birthday card that has a gift card pocket that I thought you might enjoy. So this is the card. This is the card front. This is actually a fancy fold card that is pretty common, but it doesn't always have a gift card pocket. So that's something that's added that I thought was kind of clever. So it has this little pocket on the inside for a cute little gift card. You can write your message here. So let me just show you how the front part is made where we will be able to form that pocket. So we're going to start with our paper. Let me just tell you the measurements of what I have here. I have Calypso Coral, 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored right in the middle, just for a regular card base. So we've got that folded in half. And then I have two pieces of Whisper White, 5.25 by 4 inches. And then I've got a piece of Designer Series paper. This Designer Series paper comes from the Playing with Patterns. It's a 6x6 Designer Series paper pack, and it's got a lot of fun little prints. So this is the front card front. This will be the inside. I'm going to go ahead and put the inside on for you. Whoops. This is our new seal tape, and it's taking a little bit of getting used to as far as using it. I do like it. I like the way it sticks. It's very strong. So we've got our card here. This is the inside. This is our card front. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and the first cut is going to start on this edge. So as you would be holding your card, you're going to want to turn it upside down and to the left, clockwise. So you're going to put that edge. So if another way to say it would be to hold the card with the fold towards you, closest to you, and then open it. And then put the edge, this is actually the top edge of the card front right here. I'm putting that at the 3-inch mark on the paper trimmer. And then I'm going to come up with my cutting blade to the 1/2-inch mark. Come down to the 3-inch mark. So I'm not cutting all the way to the edge, so I've got about a 1/2 inch here from the edge between the cut mark and the edge. And then, so you've got your little slit here. So now I'm going to open it. I open it here, and with the card open, I'm going to take the left edge of the card. I'm going to start again at the 3-inch mark, and I'm going to go up to the 1/2-inch mark. So I'm just making a 2.5-inch slit, basically, in the middle of the card. So what we've got is the little opening right here. Okay, so now I'm going to take my silicone rubber mat and a ruler, and I'm going to make some score lines, and just a couple. I want to score from that cut point to the edge of the paper, or from this cut point to this edge of the paper. So I'm going to line this up at an angle with that, right at the end of that slit on both this one and this one. And with the stylus, I'm just going to make a score line, just a little 1/2-inch score line on both sides. And then when you fold that, you have your card. That's all there is to it. So the next step is going to be to do the card front, the layer that goes on the front of the card. I'm going to tape the DSP down, the Designer Series paper down. This tape is very sticky. Center that as much as possible. Now I'm going to lay this on top, lining it up, lining those white edges, lining the white edge up with the white layer that's on the inside. So just those corners will be lined up. Take a pencil and just make a little mark on the white, right where your fold line is. So I'm just making a little mark here and a little mark here, right where right where these fold lines are. Bring the paper cutter back in and line those marks up with your cutting slot. Slice that little bit off. Okay, so now this is going to get taped down. So we're going to tape this down to the front. Important point here. You're going to put adhesive along this long edge You're going to put adhesive along the bottom, the shorter bottom edge. This is not a good review for this adhesive right here. And then just a little bit on this little short edge. You do not want to put any adhesive along the angle right here. If you do put adhesive along the angle, then you won't have a gift card pocket. So this is going to go right in here, slips right in, and again, kind of lining it up, matching up those white edges so you've got some clean lines. Press that down. Now I would take a little glue dot, and I can find the ends of my glue dots here. Take a little glue dot and just pop it underneath that corner, and that will help keep this little flap down. Okay, so that's how the card base is made. Now, in order to do the pocket on the inside, we've got the pocket. You've already got the pocket, but you want that to be finished off. You want it to have a finished look. So we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on this designer series paper. Again, this is from the Playing with Patterns DSP. And put a little bit of adhesive here. So I'm just lining up the corners with the little angled pieces where my Calypso Coral and my white come together, and then you'll have a nice little finished pocket. So you've got your little pocket for your gift card. Now to do the front, I used the Timeless Tulip stamp set, and I took another piece of this Playing with Patterns DSP. I'm using Calypso Coral ink. And I really liked, I wanted a little bit of a variation. I didn't want to just have a stamped tulip on my card. So I decided to play with this paper a little bit. I'm going to stamp off just gently, and then kind of go over to this side a little bit, and then put my tulip. So you barely see the tulip image, but you do see some lines. So you don't have just a plain punched flower. You actually do see some tulip lines there. And that's my tulip. And then I have a little piece of paper that I'm going to do some leaves on. The leaves are done with Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to just do the stem. So I'm going to go ahead and use this side of the stem, do the stem just randomly, wherever. A couple of little leaves. Again, just kind of random. I'm just going to bring in the other leaf, stamp it in the right color. There I've got my leaf, my tulip leaves and stem. Now add some dimensionals, a couple of dimensionals to pop up that flower. And there we go. There we have our flower panel. So I'm going to place this, a little bit of adhesive again. And this is going to go here. So the greeting that I'm using for this card comes from the Happiest of Birthdays stamp set. I just used this, It's Your Day, Enjoy It. I thought it was a real cute little greeting for a birthday card. So I'm just going to stamp that on a piece of white scrap. And that's going to get cut with the Big Shot with the rectangle. This is just the stitched rectangle framelits. So I've already got one done. Just for the sake of time, we're going to put some dimensionals on this here. That goes right there. And then to finish off this card, I always feel like it needs a few things to kind of finish it off. I love these little Playing with Patterns resin dots. I've done some projects where I use the Stampin' Blends to color the lighter colored ones to be a color that I would like it to be. I colored these real red. Then didn't wind up needing all of the ones that I colored, so they're still there waiting for another project. But these will just, let's put it down here. These will just kind of act as fillers for that white spot. And then this is the honeybee colored in color ribbon. Just gonna put a little bow here. And actually that bow covers that resin dot right where I put it. So we're gonna move that resin dot over a little bit. So this is just a real sweet, cute little card. I hope you enjoyed it. And then I want to show you a couple of other ones that I did. So this is using the Boho Indigo product medley in the catalog. It's a product medley. It's got the designer series paper, it has a stamp set, a set of dies that goes with it, ribbons and embellishments, and really, really fun to play with, a lot of elements. So I did this one using that set, and it's all in navy. I think the most of the designer series paper, I think, is in navies, navy blue, and might have some of the Misty Moonlight in it. And then this one is one of my favorites. This is using the Zany Zebra stamp set. And the designer series paper is all from the Brights collection of the 6x6 DSP. And also a new tag punch that we have. It's a new tag punch. The ribbon is actually part of the Playful Pets collection. And I tied the bow and put it on there. And I just, the little white stitching in there made it look a little bit too heavy. So I didn't really like that. So all I did was I went ahead and cut the length that I needed, and I pulled that white thread out so that I had it gave me a solid red bow for the zebra. So I hope you enjoyed the projects, and I hope this has inspired you to do something more. Thanks, bye.